Hello and welcome to NYMRTV, reflecting on a month that saw the railway celebrating its 40th birthday. We'll investigate the work of the LNER Coach Association and highlight some forthcoming events. Oh, and we've got a competition too. There's a chance to win a family ticket for a day out on the UK's #1 heritage railway. The big event since we last saw you on NYMRTV is that the railway celebrated its 40th birthday with a rather tremendous gala. Amongst a fine line-up of locomotives that ran between the 3rd and 12th of May, there was the recently restored Lambton Tank number 29 and K162005, which double-headed a recreation of the Royal Train between Whitby and Pickering. At Pickering, a presentation was made to all the volunteers that had been at the railway since its inception, and as you can see, there's still quite a few of them. Locomotives that took part included B1 1306 Mayflower and 61264, K162005, J72 69023 Joam, Blackfriars 44871 and 45407, the 29 of course, S15 825, A4 Sir Nigel Gresley and the standard 475029, the Green Knight. From the Motive Power Department now, and the biggest accolade must be for the team that completed the rebuild of LH and JC Lambton Tank number 29 in time for the 40th anniversary celebrations. A quite extraordinary performance that earned them a celebratory party, and also pictured here double heading with number 29 is S15825, and fans of the faithful Southern Loco should make at least one visit to the railway before the 2nd of July when the boiler ticket on this dependable stalwart expires. Meanwhile, the BR Standard 9F Cock of the North 92214 has passed its boiler steam test with assembly back into the frame scheduled for early June. And LNER A4 Sir Nigel Gresley has been doing sterling service over the recent holiday week, including the recreation of the Elizabethan Express on the 60th anniversary of the Queen's coronation. It'll soon be off to the 6A4 gathering at York. Well, the opportunity for members of the public to enjoy guided shed tours appears to have gone down well, and certainly gives a wider understanding of the skills and engineering capability of the MPD. If you're on a visit to the railway and you haven't been round the engine shed before at Gromont, I thoroughly recommend it. It's a great way to spend an hour or so having a look at the work of the guys in the MPD. Moving on to other railway news, and the railway recently won the Ian Allen National Railway Heritage Award for the Train of Thought project at Pickering to replace the station roof and build the Graham Reesner Learning Centre. The competition was stiff, going up against the Forth Bridge and the restoration of the St Pancras Hotel. And the railway would like to take this opportunity to thank all the staff and volunteers for their help on this project. Well, a look now to future events, and June promises to be quite musical with two big events heading our way. The 60s weekend takes place on the 15th to the 16th of June. Come along and see the Cavernites, Five Divide and Jive Express on the Saturday, and Tex Leon and Friends will be performing over the whole weekend at Levisham and Goatland stations. And there's also a pop-up 60s museum at Pickering. Our new Super 70s Boogie Wonderland is on the 29th to the 30th of June. Abolitious and The Gland will be performing at Levisham with classic 1970s cars at Goatland and an activity trail at Gromont. Pickering will also have a display of the NYMR's history in the Learning Centre, and Real Ale, the drink, not the name of a group, will be available at both events. Now, a more traditional railway event will be taking place on the 4th of October when Tornado comes to visit the line, and this will be a chance to see it in its blue livery. Here it is out on the main line, captured by Christian Goff, and we use this footage by his kind permission. A chance to win a family pass for 2 adults and up to 4 children is on its way. But first time now to have a look at one of the many sectors of volunteers involved on the railway. And in this programme, it's the turn of the LNER Coach Association.
We are building a collection of ex-LNER vehicles, mainly Gresley and Thompson designed. They are ranging in age from 1894 to 1950, and our aim is to restore them and preserve them for the future. We have about 120 members, of whom about 15 to 20 are regular working members here in the Atkins shed at Pickering. We are an independent, voluntary charitable organisation. We're completely independent of the NYMR. But the arrangement is that we are responsible for the costs of restoration of all our coaches, and then once we hand them over to the NYMR, they take responsibility for their ongoing maintenance, and that's part of a long-term running agreement that we signed with the railway. Our first carriage was the Gresley Buffet car, which went into service in 1996, number 641, and then since then we've restored another 6 vehicles. So they make the teak train that runs regularly on the North York Moors Railway. They are all historic heritage vehicles, mainly pre-war, some post-war. They've got a certain ambience about them and a certain degree of comfort which sets them apart from all other sort of what I call British Rail type coaches. And I think that they are a real attraction to visitors to the railway, and something that enhances the railway from the point of view of getting visitors to come to the railway.
How long does it take to restore a teak coach?
It's up to 8 years, depends on how much is missing. On the coach which we're working on now, behind me, there were compartment lights missing, there was only one loo, various compartment partitions, lots of items gone, all of which we've had to replace and as part of the restoration project.
How do you obtain the spare parts?
We have sourced a lot of spare parts from old coaches and old vehicles around farms around the country, of course taken with the owner's permission. But we've also had to make quite a lot of the parts. And when we make the parts, what we do is we try to make enough for the next coach. So an example would be in this coach here, the upholstery, this moquette, which we've used in this coach behind me. We've ordered enough of this so that it'll do the next coach, which we're going to restore. We've actually built up quite a lot of spare parts over the years, so we're in good shape as regards future restoration projects. It typically costs anything between £30,000 and £100,000 to restore one of these coaches, and we get in about £10,000 annually in terms of membership subscriptions and grants and things like that. So the quicker we can get funding in, the more funding we get, the quicker we can restore a coach. Of course, we were very pleased to accept any donations. Visit our website is probably the easiest way, and don't forget that anything you give to donate to the LNER Coach Association is helping towards more teak-liveried coaches on the NYMR, which is enhancing our whole visitor attraction and therefore indirectly benefiting the railway.
Nick Stringer there, guiding us through the workings of the LNER Coach Association. And if you're interested in joining that association, either as a hands-on or armchair volunteer, details of the website are on the screen now. Right, it's competition time. And the prize on offer in this programme is a family pass for 2 adults and up to 4 children to spend a day out on our beautiful railway. For a chance to win this great prize, simply let us know the answer to this question. Which steam locomotive is celebrating its 75th anniversary of its 126 mile per hour speed record? Which steam locomotive is celebrating its 75th anniversary of its 126 mile per hour speed record? Answers please in an email and send it to tv@nymr.co.uk. Entries are limited to 1 pass per household and the competition closes on June the 30th. Good luck with that, and that's just about it for this edition of NYMRTV. Hope you enjoyed the programme and we'll see you on the next one.